Speaking of all those kinds of things, we've talked about movies from the 70s, 80s. Why don't we get into our other high five for this episode? Yes. Our high five Christmas movies.
Now, this one I did instantly. You asked, and I'm like, got it.
Did you do an honorable mention?
No.
Do you not understand that an honorable mention is part of the list for me?
Wait. Actually, I do have an honorable mention. Forget that.
Okay, well, go ahead and give it to us.
Okay, well, this is a debatable...
Wait a minute. High five.
High five! Ow. Still hurts.
I just slapped you in the face. It wasn't a high five. I just... slapped you.
I was gonna say, technically they're not watching this. They have no idea what we've just done. Anyway,
it was a high five to your face.
Now, this is technically, debatably a Christmas movie. It's not 100% a Christmas movie, but there's a lot of Christmas as well as Christmas vibes, and a lot of people do consider it, and I didn't have the time to go back and rewatch it to decide whether or not I just consider it as one, but I have it noted anyway, and this is only an honorable mention, so I think it's fine enough, and that's Little Women. Specifically, I think the 1939, maybe the 1949 version. Let me look that up, but it's one of those versions. I absolutely love that movie, and if it is a Christmas movie, that's one I'm watching year-round, because I love that movie, in general.
My honorable mention is the movie that we're watching right now, Santa Claus the Movie from 1985.
Nice.
Should have gotten a sequel that starts off with Rudolph freezing to death. We're saying plenty about it as we watch. I don't think I need to go more into it.
Yeah.
Really quickly, we need to point out in the movie, Santa Claus and his wife are talking. Santa's, with the success of the Puce Pops, he's not sure if kids really need Santa Claus anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, depressed Santa. I've looked it up. It was the 1939
That's right. That's what I need in a Christmas movie, a depressed Santa.
First we get dead Santa, now depressed Santa.
All right, so what's your number 5?
Number 5 is Barbie in A Christmas Carol. Because obviously Barbie movie, so it's gonna rank high. But I'm not. I mean, okay, I've over time and since watching the Barbie Christmas Carol, I have enjoyed it more. But initially, I was scared of the Christmas Carol because of some Disney animated version that I initially saw. I don't know what version that was. I did not like it. It was scary. And also just because of what else I have on the list, it comes in number 5.
I want to point out, too, I'm specifically only listing full-length, mainly theatrical movies. I'm not including any...
I'm not listing theatrical, but they are full-length.
I'm not including any specials or TV series or anything else. These are actually just full-length movies.
I also only have
I also want to point out, really quickly, we may have missed it already, or it may be coming up here in a minute, but it feels like we did miss it. I pointed out how the song that plays at the beginning...
It's cold, I bet.
I point out how the song that plays at the beginning is one that I've been singing in my head every time I played Final Fantasy for the last 35 years. Also, there's a scene where, and it's probably around the time that Patch's Puce Pops are taking off. It may still be coming up. I can't remember the exact order of stuff. But the Santa Claus's new assistant tries to present him with a new doll, and he's like, does it fly? He's like, it wets. That deliver that line. That's exactly where the "It's Wet" came from in our short film. Waiter, that it's wet. That's where it came from, right there.
Nice. I was going to ask, what kind of plushie did she have behind her head, like as a pillow or whatever? But totally, it was a stuffed animal.
Okay, I didn't see it, so I'm
sorry.
It
looked weird.
Back to the list, though. We really should have paid more attention to this.
It's okay.
Number 5 on my list of high 5 Christmas movies is A 1983's A Christmas Story, which we did as our Christmas episode 2 years ago.
Maybe. Somebody asked me to recreate that in a game today on my live stream.
It was either last year or the year before. It was 83, so it was probably 2023. So it's probably, it was probably 2 years ago.
I think I saw another TikToker recreating it.
Very good movie, very nostalgic for it. Grew up watching it. Of course, it's played ad nauseum on Christmas Eve now on the Turner Networks.
Of course.
It's not as good as a lot of people give it credit for, in all honesty, but it's still very good.
Yeah.
It's still part of the holiday tradition to me. And the scene at the end, too, where Christmas has ended and Ralphie's going to sleep with his BB gun by his side and the Christmas music plays as he drifts off.
Yeah.
That sort of, it looks like some sort of a moose or a bull or something.
I have no fucking idea what that is.
I said that when we did the commentary episode on it, too. That's sort of exactly what the end of Christmas feels like to me. That sort of joy, but also the sadness of, okay, and now it's done.
Yeah.
That scene captures that to me perfectly. So even if none of the rest of the movie was good, I'd probably put on the list just for that moment.
Yeah.
All right, pick up your list.
Okay, number 4 is Barbie and the Nutcracker. Yes, there's going to be a trend here.
I was going to say, the first time we did High Five movies, all of your movies were Barbie movies.
Welcome to 10 years later. It's the same.
Here's the Wets thing. I didn't miss it. I said it too early. Man, I ruined everything. I'm so sorry.
It's not going to be the exact same. But yes, Barbie and the Nutcracker. I love the Nutcracker. I remember there was a book version of it in elementary school at the library. It had a pink cover and everything, and that's what caught my eye. But then I read it, and I loved it, and I checked it out several times. I checked it out as many times as I could until I could no longer take the quiz about it. And then, I don't know, I watch occasional ballets of it on TikTok and stuff like that. I love the Barbie version. I just like the Nutcracker. It's very interesting, the Barbie version, and they do change it. There's some whole
wait for it.
Robot thing.
Wets. But yeah, there's a short film on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@VidioCTV, and there's actually a recreation of it, too, where we reverse roles, but it's called Oh Waiter, and we do the silly scene at a restaurant, and there's a point where one of the characters says of the water on the table, it's wet. That's the inspiration for it. That line delivery right there.
Were you aware of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remembered something. I didn't remember the song came from this movie, but I certainly remembered things about this movie.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean you remember that.
And that delivery, that line, always stuck in my head.
Nice.
All right. Did you finish your number 4?
Yes. What's your number 4?
Number 4 for me is the Polar Express from 2004. Now, this is a much more recent addition to me, and it means much more to me because you guys introduced it to me, and it's become a tradition for us to watch it. The best parts of the movie are when they're on the train at the beginning and the end. The stuff at the North Pole is meh.
Yeah.
But overall, I really appreciate it, especially, like I say, because it came later in life. Yeah,
definitely been my favorite.
That's another one we did. We did the commentary for that in like 2022.
Yeah, something like that. Very great movie. We haven't watched it yet this season.
It was 2004, but I don't think we did it last year. I think we did something else last year.
Maybe. Also in 2004. Was another movie that's going to be later on my list, but not this next one.
I don't think we cared so much about it being an anniversary. I think we just decided to watch it because we felt like watching it.
Very possibly. Would you like me to do my next movie?
Yes, that's the whole gist of the list.
The next movie on my list is, again, another Barbie one. They've only done 4 Barbie Christmas specials, though. This one is Barbie and a Perfect Christmas. I think her and her sisters are trying to go to New York or something. Was it New York? Okay, this suddenly no longer makes sense, because I'm pretty sure they're trying to go do Christmas with their Aunt Millicent. Maybe it is. Maybe they're all doing Christmas in New York. Don't blame them. And so she's come over from Paris or whatever. But they get stuck in a snowstorm somewhere else, middle of nowhere or whatever. And of course they're all down, and Chelsea's wondering if Santa will even be able to find them. But I don't know, wherever they're staying has some magical Santa magic happening. And it's Christmas.
I don't think we did a Christmas episode.
I gotta show you that one.
I think the wrestling episode was the last episode we did last year.
Interesting.
I think because we did Christmas Story in 2023. And then I'm pretty sure Polar Express was 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we did an actual Christmas episode last year. Right, last Christmas was pretty crazy and rushed for us, so...
I just found out that the top 2 movies on my list came out a month apart. But what is number 3 on your list?
Meanwhile, we should point out in the film, too, BZ's just discovered Joe lurking in his basement. Cornelia was down there, too, but she didn't reveal herself.
Yeah.
And now he's basically just
left
sending his driver off to murder the kid, basically.
Yeah.
80s movies,
80s businessman shit.
Number 3 on my list is not an 80s movie. It's a 70s movie. It's Scrooge from 1970, the musical adaptation of...
This was good.
Charles Dickens' classic Christmas Carol starring Albert Finney as Scrooge. The classic songs. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And I like life. Life likes me. Love Scrooge. That's even more so than It's a Wonderful Life for a Christmas Story. This is the first Christmas movie I remember watching regularly growing up. Again, aside from like the TV specials like Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Rudolph and Frosty, as far as Christmas movies, this was the one I remember.
This came about around the 60s, didn't it?
The earliest on. What did?
Like the Rudolph
Rankin and Bass specials,
yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
So that was very much your childhood, not quite your parents. A little bit, but not quite.
My parents would have been, well...
I said a little bit.
My parents were born in the mid-50s, so...
Exactly.
Completely would have been.
Yeah, I mean, like 69 would have been around 14 years old for them.
Yeah, so definitely.
So yeah, no, still part of their childhood, not the super young childhood. I meant it mostly like you and I, we completely grew up with those, like those were around, they were established, they were a Christmas tradition. Whereas they were something new for your parents. Interesting.
Yeah, I got an early Christmas present. I got Santa Claus is Coming to Town on DVD.
Very nice.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town was, well, that's the current copyright. Does it have the original date on it?
I don't know. Do I need to look it up?
I can look. I was going to look it up. I just thought it would be cooler to pull out the DVD. Yeah, it doesn't have the original date on it. I'll look it up. It's fine.
Okay.
You need to do your number 3 on the list.
No, number 2. I need to do number 2.
Yeah.
So the number 2, I've mentioned it several times already, and it's the first one that came out. Well, it came out later, 2004.
Santa Claus Coming to Town was 1970, so
okay.
My dad
3 years prior to them.
My dad would have been 16, and my mom would have been 15. So
yeah,
it just depends on how you define childhood.
Yeah.
Rudolph is 1964, so that was definitely in their childhood.
Oh yeah, they were like 9. Anyway, So number 2 is Samantha Parkington, An American Girl Holiday. It's become a must-watch for me over the last few years, and I'm saying that because Molly's movie was initially my favorite, but I don't know, I started like Samantha more, especially within the last year, and I've had a Nellie doll. But I do really like the movie. Like I said, Christmas doesn't really become part of the movie until a little later on, because it starts off in the spring, and then in the summer you see her aunt and uncle getting married, and at some point her best friend's dad dies of the flu, and they become orphans, and then Samantha kidnaps them from the orphanage and hides them in her aunt and uncle's attic, but then Nellie goes off to work in a factory, and has a scarring scene in it. But then her younger sister is way too sick, and the kids can't handle it, so they have to eventually tell the adults that there are 3 missing orphans hiding out in the attic. But then the adults adopt them, and they celebrate Christmas together.
Speaking of dark beats in movies, and the one we're watching right now, Towser's just discovered that the candy canes that they've been making will explode if exposed to heat.
Yes.
And BC's like, well, that's okay, let's sell them all, and then we'll run off with the money to Brazil.
I do have
also,
one
what's
question.
His Patch's bed? He pulls it, it's like,
that's really
wood,
weird.
It slides up to his neck. That looks extremely uncomfortable.
I agree. I do have one question,
neat,
though.
But like, maybe if you're going to cover yourself completely and there's like a little window or something in it, but that looks horrible pulling it up your neck like that.
I do agree. If the candy canes explode when exposed to heat, how were they made?
I don't know at what point
with heat.
The ingredient,
like it could be some sort of coating situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like the actual candy cane, you're gonna have to heat the sugar and everything to form the candy cane.
Right, you'll melt the sugar, but then you'll add
cool
it in
and
that point while it cools. So
add in a coating of sorts.
I have a picture of her letter too. It basically is they actually have a shot of it. It's exactly what she says. Dear Santa, you've got to help right away. Joe has been taken prisoner by a very bad man. I'm sorry to say. He's a relation of mine. I'm scared he'll hurt Joe. And it pretty much ends right. I think she didn't get to finish it. But this is what I was talking about earlier. I love that. It's like the Santa signal. You have to send out for Santa to come save the day. This is like
fatal letter to him.
You know, it's superhero Santa. It's the coming of the prophecy. It's the hero's tale. It's so much classic storytelling and even, you know, modern style storytelling wrapped up into a Santa Claus movie.
Yeah. I guess it was earlier in the movie we saw all of the letters coming through the fireplace, and it just made me think Harry Potter.
Also, how do they not catch on fire right away?
That I don't know. Maybe it's a magical fireplace. We are talking Santa and the afterlife.
Obviously, it's a magical fireplace.
I was going to say, I just realized, seeing her bedroom and everything, and thinking about it, this movie came before American Girl dolls. They would come out the following year.
Number 2 on my list of high-five Christmas movies.
Yes.
It's a Wonderful Life. 1946 already announces our Christmas episode next year. A movie that I think in many ways was ahead of its time.
You showed this to us for the first time
in like 2022, I think.
Wow, I thought it was more recent than that.
I think it was either 21 or 22 because I remember the episodes of Cheesemas I was editing when we were watching that in Scrooge. But yeah, we'll talk about this a lot more when we do our episode on it next year. But a movie that took a while to find its audience, too. It was considered too dark for moviegoers at the time, and it didn't catch on for years.
Yeah, no, I was recently researching it, and it completely flopped, and its studio went bankrupt because of it.
Ahead of its time, in many other ways, it's slightly risque. Even for movies in the 50s and 60s, I think it beats them out. Some of the humor in it.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic piece of work. Jimmy Stewart was a great actor, and it's one of maybe his best role. It's heartwarming. It's a fantastic movie. I love It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
And somebody wanted to argue that there's not much Christmas in it, but like the whole plot of the movie takes place one specific Christmas Eve when George Bailey's thinking about killing himself. We do get a lot of flashbacks to his life up to that point because you need to know the story, but it's 100% a Christmas movie. And it's number 2 on my list of favorite Christmas movies.
Well, then number 1 on my list goes back to one of your low rankings. I'm mildly judging you. Is The Polar Express.
Yeah, these make top 5.
I was gonna say it's not a movie I grew up with. It's
not even 50.
It makes sense. It came out after you had children.
Even with you guys getting into it, I didn't get into it with you guys originally. It was something we started watching together just in the last few years.
Well, that's partially because 1, streaming made it a little more accessible, but 2, it's more so a school tradition, really. Because I'm sure that's probably how we mostly got introduced to it and everything. And I know a lot of people, like I've talked to, both my age and even younger, still in school, it's still something they do as a holiday tradition in school, is as part of their little festive Christmas, whatever, watching that movie and getting to have hot chocolate with it and everything. And that's probably where we kind of started with that. And yeah, now as adults, we're like, yeah, no, we got to continue that.
I feel like Pat's remarkably chill about finding a boy just tied up in the basement.
He's new to this world. He doesn't know what's normal and what's not.
All right.
Plus, he's an elf. He's not.
I guess
Santa.
you should be doing number one before me.
I just did that.
What'd you do?
Polar Express!
Oh, that was your number one. Okay. I knew you did. I thought it was your number two. Because I got backwards, because normally I start the high fives. I'm surprised that's your number one movie, honestly.
Why wouldn't it be?
It's Polar Express.
Because, again, I didn't even realize it was so special to y'all until just recent years. It's never been a family tradition. And again, it's not something I grew up with or anything. Yeah. It's not something I introduced you to. Y'all saw it with independent of me and showed it to me.
It came out 2004, so that's before I was in school, meaning it was probably school tradition starting that early, really.
Yeah. And, of course, based on a picture
Damn,
book,
you're younger than the Polar Express.
Yeah.
And number one on my list, no surprise to anybody who's a fan of this podcast, 2007 was This Christmas. For me,
nice, yes.
Best Christmas movie. Our first ever Christmas movie episode. We did holiday episodes before that. It was the first movie we watched. Did a watch-along for on a Christmas episode. I can't say enough good things about that movie. I remember seeing previews for it and wanting to see it. And I feel like even though that was an era when movies would come to video quicker, I think it took a while to come to video. Like, I didn't even get around to seeing it until Christmas 2009.
Yeah.
So, and I was a pretty regular movie renter at the time, and it was a movie that was on my list. And actually, the first time your mother and I watched it together, I liked it, but I didn't love it. But then, like, that night or the next night or so, when I still had the rental, I put it on to go to sleep to, and that's when I really fell in love with it. And it was on the background, like, man, that's my jam. And now it's a Christmas tradition for me. I haven't watched it yet this year either, but I need to get on with it. But I do feel like that's one I can kind of put on anytime. I don't need somebody to watch it with me. Like, I'd rather watch Scrooge or The Polar Express or It's a Wonderful Life with you guys, and this Christmas I feel like I can just put on whenever.
Yeah.